The AI world just got a massive wake-up call. We're talking about Moonshot AI's brand new open-source model, Kimi K2.5. And get this, it's not just making waves. It's claiming to beat the biggest names in the game, like Gemini 3 Pro. You heard me right. Let's dive in.
But hey, before we get into the nitty-gritty of how they're making giants like Google sweat, do me a huge favor. Just take a second to hit that like button and subscribe right below. It helps me get these explainers out to you the second this kind of huge news drops. You know, for the past year or so, the whole story has been about a few giant closed-source models from the usual suspects. But this new kid on the block from Moonshot AI, well, it raises a massive question. Is that whole era over? Is the AI throne now officially up for grabs? And that's exactly what we're here to figure out today. We're going to take a deep dive into this new challenger that isn't just knocking on the door. It might actually be kicking it clean off its hinges. So, let's meet Kimi K2.5.
So what in the world is Kimi K2.5? Well, it is an absolute beast of a model. First off, it's open source, which is a huge deal. It's visual, meaning it genuinely sees the world. And it's agentic, which is just a fancy way of saying it can actually do things for you. This is so much more than a chatbot. It's a worker, built on three really strong pillars: a massive language brain, a vision system that's built right in, and a whole team of AI agents that work together to get stuff done.
Now, to really get how it can go toe-to-toe with something like Gemini, we've got to pop the hood and see what's going on inside. Let's break down how this thing is built, because this, my friends, is where the real magic happens.
Okay, first, let's just wrap our heads around the sheer scale here. We are talking about a 1 trillion parameter model. Now, what's really cool is the way it's designed. It uses a special architecture, so it's not as computationally insane as you might think. But that 1 trillion number, wow, that gives you a sense of the raw, unfiltered horsepower it's working with.
So, how does it manage all that power? Well, it's a mixture of experts model. So, instead of one giant brain trying to be good at everything, I want you to imagine it has 384 different specialists on standby. When you give it a problem, it intelligently picks the 8 best experts for that specific job. It's just an incredibly efficient way to work. And check this out, a 256,000 token context window. Now, why is that such a game changer? It means Kimi can basically read and remember a pretty long book in one single pass. This is absolutely critical for complicated tasks, like analyzing huge reports or writing an entire app without forgetting what you asked for in the first place. So yeah, you've got all these technical bits and pieces that come together. You've got that mixture of experts architecture, the 61 layers, the 8 experts it calls on for each token, plus some other advanced stuff that makes it super efficient. But there's one key piece on this list we haven't really touched on yet, and it's a big one, the Moonvit native vision encoder. And this, right here, changes everything. You see, for a lot of other models, vision is kind of like an app you install later. It's bolted on the side. Not for Kimi. For Kimi, vision is baked right into its DNA. It was trained from day one on 15 trillion tokens of text and images all mixed together. It learned to read and see at the same time as a single unified skill. But the amazing architecture is really only half the story. The other half is how Kimi actually acts on information, and this is where it transforms from just being a powerful brain to being a powerful workforce, all thanks to something they called the agent swarm. So here's how this agent swarm actually works. Let's say you give Kimi a complex goal, something like research the most innovative startups in the biotech space. So one main agent acts like a project manager and breaks that goal down into smaller pieces. Then, it spins up as many as 100 specialized researcher agents, and they all start working on different parts of the problem at the same time. Finally, it pulls all their findings together into one single, clean report. It's amazing. And the result of all this parallel teamwork? A ridiculous speed boost. For those really broad, complex research jobs, this agent swarm system is about 4.5 times faster than a traditional AI that has to do everything one step at a time. All right, so we know it's big, we know it's smart, and we know it's fast. But how does it really measure up against the biggest, baddest closed-source models out there? This is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the benchmark showdown.
Just take a look at these numbers. On agentic tasks, which remember is all about an AI's ability to actually do things and use tools, Kimi K2.5 isn't just hanging with the big dogs, it's beating them.
On major benchmarks like HLE Full and BrowseComp, it's posting scores that put it right at the top of the whole leaderboard. It's also incredibly competitive on Vision, and is one of the strongest open-source coding models, period.
Let's just put that into a picture. This chart here shows the BrowseComp benchmark, which tests how good an AI is at surfing the web to find what you need. And that tall bar right there for Kimi K2.5, yeah, it's sitting nice and cozy at the top. This isn't just a small win, folks. This is a statement.
And it's pretty much the same story when you look at its coding skills. On SWE Bench, which is a really tough software engineering test, Kimi K2.5 is right up there with the absolute best. This just proves it can handle complex logic and pump out high-quality working code.
So, okay, these numbers are super impressive. But the real takeaway here isn't just that a new model is on top, it's what kind of model is on top. We need to talk about the ripple effect of open source and why this is such a massive deal for, well, everyone.
If you only remember 4 things from this whole explainer, let it be these. 1. Trillion parameter models aren't just for secretive corporate labs anymore. They are here and they're open source. 2. Training vision and text together right from the start, it works really, really well. 3. This whole agent swarm idea is a complete game changer for speed. And 4, probably the most important of all, the open source community is now officially beating the closed source giants at their own game.
Let me give you a really practical example of what this means. Forget about just typing a text prompt to get code. Imagine feeding this AI a screenshot or even a video of an app you like, and it just spits out the code to build it. That's what Kimi's native vision combined with its coding skill unlocks. For developers, this is a mind-blowing leap forward. Which brings us to one final, huge thought. For years, the most powerful AI tools have been locked away by just a handful of companies. Now, a model that can beat them on their home turf is available for everyone to use and build on. The tools to create the future are literally being democratized right before our eyes. So the real question isn't if the next big thing gets built, but what will it be? I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching.